Hello quilty friends and welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and I make videos about quilting and my creative life, and today's video is on the haul from the Festival of Quilts. So many people enjoyed looking around the stall holders and the competition quilts, so thank you so much if you left a comment on those videos, and also thank you so much if you came up and said hello to me at the show. Oh, it just made the whole thing wonderful for me. I couldn't believe how many people said hello. So thank you for that. But there was also a lot of comments on the stall holder video of I can't wait for the haul, and I don't like to disappoint, so here we are. I didn't go as overboard as last year, but on the final day it did get a little crazy. I think I was just like, get something. Well, I'd already got things. So let me share with you what I bought. I'll try and go through it in not necessarily some sort of order, but some stalls I went back to multiple times, so I'll try and group those together where I can. Firstly, I did nearly buy an AccuQuilt. If you're an AccuQuilt person, let me know, what do you think? Are they worth it? I didn't go for it in the end. I think had I have been able to walk away with the AccuQuilt on the day, I would have bought it. But it was going to be sent in the post and it might have arrived before the end of August, so I was like, oh, that's too long to wait. We'll just go with what's on the top to begin with. So from Lena Patchwork, which is like an EPP specialist stall holder, I bought a few mini charm packs. This is time and again but a fabric line by Moda, and it's very much 30s type of retro prints, and I was going to buy this as a layer cake, but I decided not to because the layer cakes were quite expensive. I think it was about £60 for a layer cake. So I thought, when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's perfect, I'll get that. So I got one of those. I think these were 3 for a certain amount. I don't recall how much. So I got a nice neutral one. And then I got strawberries by Ruby Star, which again, I just love these prints. I love the colours. And sometimes I find that a mini charm pack just scratches that itch for that fabric, doesn't it? We'll come back to that in a moment when we get further through the haul. I also have really been enjoying Aurifil thread when I've been sewing my Alice Caroline flower garden quilt, and this is the thread colour that I've been using, and to stitch in the quilt I've used the whole spool. So I wanted that because a lot of Liberty fabric has white backgrounds, but I don't just sew with Liberty, and I've heard a lot about this disappearing grey, and I was talking to a lady who was working there and she said this pinky colour, mauvey browny colour, is also a very good disappearing colour, especially if you work with pinks a lot. So I got 3 of those. I think they were as well, there might have been 3 for £10 I think. From Oh So Sweet, I believe it was, I bought 3 Bianni bag patterns. So I got Zip It Up 2.0, and this is like an organiser, and I thought this one would be a good one to dip my toes into before I potentially try and do the place for everything. I haven't got the pattern for that, but it's just one of those goal projects that I'd love to do. So I thought Zip It Up would be a nice introduction. I bought a out to lunch bag because I saw someone using this as a handbag and I thought, oh, that's a very good idea. So I might give that a go. And then we've got Bowl Me Over 2.0 as well. My sister did point out to me that these two are very similar, but they are very different in size. This one is quite a big one. So hopefully I'll get round to those in the coming months. I bought a wooden spoon, probably the most random purchase, and it was one from one of the stands, of course, that isn't selling fabric. They were selling handmade items that were from people in Africa, I believe. And yeah, I bought 2 spoons, one for me, one for my mum, and my sister got one as well. Now the show finishes at 5:30, and at 5:15 I don't know what come over me, but I felt like I was on supermarket sweep. And I did make a sudden decision to buy a whole fat quarter bundle, but I don't regret it. The fabrics are absolutely gorgeous. So this bundle is called Genevieve, and it's from Gathering Threads, a Devonstone collective, and I think her name is Emma Newman. And yeah, she's an independent designer, and I'll give you a close-up of all of these, but that is just the colour palette. There was one that I really liked in that collection, so I got another fat quarter of it. Oh no, I got a long quarter. I just thought that is lovely. Just such lovely colours and really nice vintage designs to them, with a little bit of a modern twist, like recoloured to be a little bit more modern. There was a few others that I bought from her last collection that she did. And I've got a couple more. This one. I just loved how soft that one was. And included in the fat quarter bundle, you also got a free pattern called Hopscotch. I don't think that'll be the one that I make with that bundle. I think I would like to use the bundle with a few more neutrals running through, just to give everything a little bit of breathing space, just to really highlight and accent the beautiful fabrics. And also from that stand, I got this beautiful pink cushion. Just look at that. So this is an upcycled salt shaker, I believe she said. And it's got Liberty in the middle. Just gorgeous, isn't it? And of course it stands up by itself. I haven't actually tried it with any pins. It's very well stuffed. Oh yeah, that's nice. I just had to get that. From a company called Crafty UK, I bought some templates, and I've always overlooked this business, and I think it might be to do with the packaging, but I think the packaging is brilliant. I actually saw this when I was watching the haul video back when I was editing it, and it was this pattern that makes this design. And I went for this, I think the overall finished size of the mini quilt is 16-inch. So it's a template to make that, and it's a brilliant quality acrylic template. I also got a compass template. So there you go, you can see the compass, and you can just see just how many templates come in the set. And very cleverly, it's in a VHS case. And you get all the templates and instructions in there. And they've got a non-slip coating included, and I also bought a template for a tumbler because that is a quilt that I would love to make. And there's a couple of different sizes included in this one. This one's a DVD case. I did end up buying quite a few templates and patterns. Now from Karen Styles, who runs Somerset Patchwork, I bought this Vicksburg Revisited pattern. I really liked that. And then with that you get the templates included, so they're really big pieces. I'm just looking at it now. They're very big pieces. She said it come together really quick. The finished size of this, 72 by 72. That's a really good size. So that's for those two. That was my first visit to Somerset Patchwork. I think on the third day I went back and bought more, so that's in another bag. I also bought another pattern for Devon Circles. So it makes a lovely pattern like this. And then the templates are separate, I think they was, but you know, you get a price for everything included. The finished size of this quilt is only 53 by 53. But I'm thinking I'm going to obviously stick with those circle designs, but I might do a layout of my own. And I couldn't resist a fat quarter bundle. That's why I had to go back for this, because I was walking around the show and I just loved everything that had purple colours in it. Purples, lilacs, I just loved it. And I had saw this bundle on the first day. I was like, I'm just going to go back for it. So this is the bundle. Just look at those colours. Beautiful, beautiful fabrics. And I really like the pop of the blue that's included. And also the pop of the dark brown. It's like a dark reddy brown. It's just lovely. So that was a wonderful treat to myself. And Karen comes all the way from Australia, so I thought, well, I might as well get it now. So both of the fat quarter bundles that I bought were from vendors in Australia, so I also visited Alice Caroline at the Liberty stand, and a special thank you to the wonderful viewer who left me a little present behind the stand. I really appreciate it. He bought a tear to mine and my sister's eye. I didn't actually get too much, I think, because in the back of my mind, my Liberty EPP quilt was on my mind. I was like, I need to finish that before I take on any other Liberty projects. But I couldn't resist this gorgeous flower cushion kit. And that comes with all of the fabric in the back. She has really, really good kits. There was one fat quarter bundle that caught my eye while we was checking out. She has tons of fat quarter bundles, and I was just looking and I saw that and I was like, wow, I really, really like that. It's got a brown background and then pinks and yellows. A touch of purple on there as well. I also hit up the £1 scraps, so I got this one, a mint and pink. I tried to get some that I either wanted some repeats of or that I hadn't seen before. I didn't get many of the £1 scraps, I must admit. I love that though. And then this one, I've never seen this fabric. That would be really nice as a quilt backing, wouldn't it? So that was the extent of the Liberty purchases. Am I okay? From a store called What the Fabric, I bought a quilty keyring. And I also bought these little labels. So one's got a flying geese on and the other sawtooth stars. Just little woven labels to put on quilts or bags and things. Now, I was so excited that Rose Garden Patchwork was going to be at the Festival of Quilts. It was her first year trading there, and I just love her shop. I buy everything that she uploads. So I was very excited. So I bought 1 metre of this gorgeous fabric. I'm just going to have to pile everything next to me and deal with it afterwards. I'll be making a Patreon video on how I organise all of this into my stash. So that'll be coming in a couple of weeks. So follow over on my Patreon for that. I got this panel. I'm going to open it. So I bought 2 of these because I thought it was just one that was in 2 different colourways. Oh, I love this. I thought this would be so nice for fussy cutting in the middle of any little projects. I mean, look at that. And I really liked this one. And then you get a little bit of a border print on the side. They're just gorgeous, and the fabric is really, really nice quality. That fabric is by Lucy Atwell, and I bought another one which I already opened, and then I realised, oh, I need to go back, the other one was different. Similar concept though, just really, really adorable illustrations. And there's a lot of them. Look at that one there. They've just got such a lovely little charm to them, haven't they? And I always look at her patterns on her website, and I thought, you know what, while I'm here, I'm just going to get some other patterns as well. So this is like a little basket bag, and it is little, it's really cute and tiny. And then these little pouches. And then I bought the pattern for the macaroon purse. And then in my bag. And then these are the little like shells that you use to make the macaroon. But what I'll do, I've bought 5 of them so that I can just keep making. I bought some embroidered fabric. It's like some embroidery anglaise type of thing. And those are 20-inch squares. Sticking on the cute theme, some gorgeous like bag charms and zip charms. And I got this one as well. My sister loved this one. There was a stand called Country Folk, and they do a lot of Christmas things, but they also have really good value fabric. So this was £8 for a metre, and that is so hard to find that type of price nowadays. And I got a background one as well. And then there was a fat quarter for £2, and I thought, yeah, I'll get that. It's always nice just to extend your stash with some little bits. And then I got 2 patterns. This is a chicken table centre, and I thought that would look really, really nice in some Laurie Holt fabric. And then I got Penny Patch, a little adorable rabbit. I got that in a kit form. Again, she was in purple felt and purple fabric, so I thought, yeah, I'll get her. I'm looking forward to making her. I think she might be made on the machine and turned through. I also went to Holly's Haberdashery. I needed this fabric, which is called putty. I needed that as a background fabric for a quilt that I'm already working on, and I couldn't resist this fat quarter while I was there. You always pick up the stray fat quarters, don't you? There's a brilliant stand there called Kaleidoscope, and they take loads and loads of books. It's like walking into a library at a show. So I bought a Laurie Holt Granny Square book. This one is much thinner than her normal books. It's just like a magazine thickness, and there's only a few patterns. Yeah, just a few patterns, probably all that's on the front cover there, which is fine. I really liked them, but perhaps not the best value for money. I got some Kim Deal books, I was just really looking forward to these. So I just love Kim Deal's traditional type of quilts. So I've got simple double dipped quilts, and these are traditional quilt patterns that she's put a little bit of a spin on. And yeah, I'll be making this quilt very soon, I think. So stay tuned for that. I also bought Simple Whatnots 4. I didn't realise that the Simple Whatnot series were mini quilts. I just didn't realise. I don't know why. I don't think it said anywhere, and there wasn't any to open, but I should have looked on the back and saw that it's all mini quilts that are on there. But just look at the designs. But mini quilts are perfect for me. Kaleidoscope also have a big stall of fabric, so I bought some Tula Pink fabric, unlike me, and it is in this chartreusey lime green colour. And I actually bought this to colour match another piece of fabric. I bought this from Adam Sews. I think this is from Tula Pink's latest line, and I needed an accent colour to go with it, so I thought I might as well take that to the show and get a nice colour match while I'm there. And again, this is for an upcoming project. I also stopped by Oak Apple Haberdashery for some Aurifil in that colour that I've been using for the hand piecing, but in a bigger spool, because I wasn't sure I'd be able to find it in the small spools, but I've got this. I also use this on my machine as well. This is colour 2310. Is it the same? Oh no, this is 2311. It's very slightly different. And then I bought the batting tape that you iron your batting together. So this is an adhesive tape type of thing, kind of like Wonderweb, Bonderweb, you know, the hemming trouser tape, I assume. But basically you just stick your wadding strips together. So I thought that's great, because sometimes I just can't be bothered to sew it together. So I got that. And then there was a ½ metre bundle of just really nice low volume fabrics. She probably knew that I would love this. Just really subtle designs across them, and these are Free Spirit fabrics. And sometimes with your background prints it's nice to have a ½ metre, isn't it, rather than the fat quarters. I think this was from Me and My Fabric. I bought some Heather Ross fat quarters, so I got this one. I think I actually picked up this one first, and my sister says, oh, what about that one? So she encourages me. I really loved this fabric collection when it first came out, and I just wish that I had bought this when it first came out, but I didn't. So just a few little bits from it. And then this was just a random fat quarter that I bought, again just with a really nice subtle print on it. And I met a lovely viewer who bought her Liberty scraps with her in the hopes of seeing me and passing them over to me because she knew I'd treasure them. So thank you so much for that. It's so sweet. Isn't it just wonderful to have scraps and receive someone else's scraps? I really appreciate it. Thank you. The last bag. This was a shopping bag that came with my purchase, which is cute. This is a store that sells Indian block printed fabric. Put my big bag down. So, maybe 18 months ago or so, my dad went to India and bought me some block printed fabric. I think he bought me a metre, but the bolt isn't very wide, or it might be like half a metre, but it's not a huge piece. So I wanted to make it into a quilt, and in that time I've been collecting other reds that go with it. So I've got a good selection now. They're behind me in the drawer, so I'll get them out in a moment. But this is the exact fabric that he bought back for me. So I was like, you know what? Now that I see it here, I'll get it again. And this is my little fabric bundle. So I'm going to make just a very simple quilt with this. So I'll have to pre-wash this. And I might pre-wash these reds again because a lot of red came out of them. So I might just wash them again, especially if that's going to be my background. So you can imagine my delight to see that fabric again. And the lady said that it's very rare to find that because it must mean that that has come from the same factory that the original fabric came from. So it's rare, but I was on the lookout. I got these gorgeous bundles. I'm going to open them so that I can have a look. But I thought these would just be lovely to make little patchwork pieces. So they're just little 5 or 6 inch squares, and we've got, looks like there's 2 of each. Oh, that one's lovely. Oh, they're not all the same size, but just really gorgeous. There's a purple. I thought that would just be really nice for stitching together, making just a little project out of them, I think. That one's the wrong side. We've got a blue. Perhaps a cushion or a pouch. There's maybe about 5 stands that sell things that specialise in block printed fabric, and all of them had like pouches and things, so it really inspired me to get making some pouches. But I also bought the same because one of the winning quilts was like indigo dyed fabric. So I bought a bundle of indigo ones. Oh, aren't they just lovely? Just very subtle colours in them. Oh, it's going to be so fun. Definitely looks like you get a little bit more in these ones. Oh wow, look at that. That's beautiful. So these are all traditionally dyed. They've probably got some form of block printing element to them. They're just not as colour fast as our modern fabrics, but if I'm not going to turn it into something that will be washed often, let's say if I make a pouch into that, I'll make the pouch and then wash it if I need to afterwards, perhaps to get a little bit of the dye out in case it transfers onto other fabric if I put it in a bag or something. But I'm excited to use those. I really like the blues. And I also bought this block for block printing because if you remember last year I invested in a kit for block printing. So I got this one. This was only £5, so I thought that was great. From Purple Stitches, my favourite place to get zips from. I'll show you the non-zip stuff first. Oh, I saw this fabric. I'm going to open it the first time with you guys. It is this beautiful vintage Christmas print. Are they upside down? Yeah, they are. Look at that. aren't they just going to be great for fussy cutting? I think a hexagon project with those, a nice big hexagon with those in the middle. So that's 1/2 metre I actually got of that. But I also got this blue to go with it. It matches perfectly. I think it's probably from the same range, but I bought that to match with it just because I wasn't sure what I was going to make and I might have wanted something matching. I also bought this pink fabric. So we'll do a rapid fire of the zips. These are all 1 metre. You get a zipper pull with them, but you can buy separate zipper pulls as well. So we've got a check, pink stripe, yellow stripe, blue stripe. I used a stripe one recently and I loved it, so hence why I bought more. A beige stripe, a dark purple. That was the only one where I've got the antique brass zipper on it, and a nice lilac. I bought an assortment of zipper pulls, and then I bought these woven labels. I just thought they were too cute. And then again, some flying geese ones. And there's white and black ones in there. And I bought this quilt pattern. Now from a shop called Sew Motion. They specialise in English paper piecing, mainly curved piecing. Now, I saw this pattern the first year I ever went to the Festival of Quilts, and I said to myself, no, I can't make that, it's far too advanced for me. But now it's something that I'll be able to do with much more confidence, and it's a flying geese pouch. It's foundation paper pieced, and I just thought, that's gorgeous. I also saw this fat quarter bundle. Oh, look at that. And I love how it's presented. And the colours are just so fun, vibrant. So many beautiful fabrics. I think the pouch would be very nice made with some of these. But I loved this fat quarter bundle so much that I went and bought the mini charm pack, because I thought I'm going to not want to cut into the fat quarter bundle. So I bought myself the charm pack. The charm pack was only £3.50, so I thought, well, that's a bargain, isn't it, really? So, and now I've got both, and I can happily use the fabric. I will eventually cut into the fat quarter bundle, but just for making something small like the pouch, just for on the flying geese, I'll probably be able to make that with the charm. And then very last place that I purchased, I'm so glad I went into this store. I don't know the name of the business, unfortunately, but they sold vintage textiles essentially. So and they were so affordable. The shop owner was saying she likes to keep them affordable because she knows that people are essentially going to cut into them, and what's the point in pricing them really high, because people then won't want to cut into them and use them. I've got this beautiful panel piece. It's quite a big, not a panel piece, like a nice fabric piece. It's probably about 18 or 20 inch. I had so much fun rummaging around this stall. This is, I think, a pillowcase panel it was marked as, but there's 2 of them on here, so you'd get a front and a back to the pillowcase. But just look at the fabric design. Beautiful. I got the same in a yellow, so it's a yellow and peachy colour on this one. This is what drew me into the stand, is just 90s. Look at that. And then you've got these flowers on the bottom. And I think this is probably maybe from a bed sheet perhaps. But they're very, very, very soft. And then she had some little bundles of just very little pieces. So this one is more soft florals. So we've got a lovely purpley mauvey colour. A nice red. Just look at those. This one is what drew me in. And then we've got a Peter Rabbit print on the back. And then we've got this one. It was this yellow print that drew me in on this one. A peachy floral. A green. Oh, let me turn it this way. This one. And then this lovely red one. Lovely print. So I'll have some fun with those. I think these will mix in very nicely with the first fat quarter bundle that I showed you in like an eclectic mix of fabric type of way. And I think that's everything. I think that's just about enough. That should more than see me through. So do let me know in the comments what was your favourite thing that I picked up, and if you'd like to see me organise it, head on over to my Patreon page. That will be going up the week after this video. So until I see you next time, you take care and happy stitching.